Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and another Monday Mix. Now today we have the 6th of January. Now I've got some news, views, etc. that I'll be mentioning a little bit later on in the video, and there's probably a little rant coming on as well, but I hope you'll bear with us. But anyway, first off is a coin that we found in our change recently. Now after our Christmas lunch, we had some lottery scratch cards that we just did for a little bit of entertainment. Don't buy them on a regular basis. And as it turned out, I didn't win anything. Emma won £8 and Sarah won £5. So my wife gave them the money and then went and cashed in the winning tickets at our local Morrison's. And she was actually given this in change. Now it's a 2021 £1 coin. And I've never seen any 2021 dated coins for the £1 coins in circulation yet. So whether they've just started to filter into the northeast, I've got no idea. Mintage there, you can see 21,760,000. But if I bring in, just move this out of the way. This is one of the ones I've got that hold all the date run coins in. I've changed them onto some of the recent 50 pences that goes up to the giant deer. We haven't had any of the others as yet. Got some loose pages, and then we'll start the pound coins, so it's like all the round ones I've got, including some not intended for circulations. So they're all there, apart from I think there's a 2016 with like a crosslet mint mark, which I think it was only sold in a double BU pack, so I can take that out. By the way, this is just a backing off a flip, and I'll just fold it back on itself, just annotate it and just pop it in the little folder there so you know which ones you still need. So I can put that in now, and the only one we are looking for is the 2022 circulated one. I was very kindly sent a 2023 one, and obviously we don't know what's happening with 2024 until the mintage figures come out later this year. So while I remember, I've got this book as well. Now most of you will know that I was putting together sort of a 5 coins of each commemorative, not including the Q, and it doesn't include Olympics. So at the top I've got the lowest minted Britannia 2008, then we've got the lowest minted Shield 2017, and then starting from EU stars we've got NHS, got a lovely condition, public libraries, suffragettes, Roger Bannister, and so on. So I have got them all until we get to Jemima Puddle Duck, when we need 3. Actually, I should have had a bit of paper there. It's easier to show them. And the Paddington at the station, you probably think, well, why have you got 9 there? Well, those 5 are normal ones. The other 4 have got code errors. It's probably a little bit hard to see in this light, but it's usually on the front of the train. Oh, there's extra code, but anyway, it's by the by. And then we've got Paddington at the Palace, and again got some extra ones because some of them have got like 3 code errors on, and one of them just got the 1 code error. Maybe I should cut that out. Going on to 2018's, we've got Peter Rabbit, Flopsy Bunny. We've got 5 of those, and I think we've got nearly 5 of everything else up until the coronation. Obviously, the salmon is going to be proven very, very difficult to get. And I'm also thinking of starting a new 50 pence book, because book number 4 still only needs that 2, whereas book number 5 needs quite a few. And I'm going through hunt after hunt and not finding much to add to them, so I thought starting a new one might garner a bit of interest for me and for yourselves. So you may or may not be aware that the Royal Mint have recently increased the prices from the start of 2025 on their 50p, £2 and £5 bunk packs. There's no 2023 coins now available on their site either. Now, to be honest, they have been using some sort of stealth tactics over the last year, adding £1 here and £1 there on their sales list. But let's look a bit deeper. This is only my personal opinion, which will no doubt not be the opinions of others. But before I begin, I must state that this is just an observation and does not distract from some of the Royal Mint's excellent coin production. So let's start with the 50p BU packs. So the prices on those have risen from £12 to £15, a £3 increase, or a 25% increase if you want to call it that. The £2, they've risen from £13 to £17.50, which is a £4.50 increase, or a whopping 34.61% price hike. The £5, prices have risen from £15.50 to £18.50, and that's a £3 price rise, which is equivalent to 19.35%. Now, there are still some 2024 dated coins listed at their old price, or like a £1 cheaper, but I would think they'll all be going up fairly soon. The annual coin set, now that's gone up by £6 from £69 to £75. Now that's only an increase of £6, so you're looking at sort of 50p a month. But according to the site Statista, in November 24, the annual inflation rate was expected to be 2.5%, following 7.3% in 2023 and 9.1% in 2022. But I believe the Royal Mint is in the middle of a restructure process as part of a 5-year plan. Minting machines, they've been reduced and they no longer issue overseas coins, or no longer mint overseas coins. Now, I know there will have been an increase in the cost of obtaining raw materials to mint the coins, but surely there are loads of unused coins yet to be put into circulation that are just held in the Royal Mint long store that still bear the portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Now, I know King Charles has advocated that these coins should still be used, but surely, in common with his pursuit of not having any wastage, these coins could be melted down and the metal reused to make other Charles III definitive and commemorative coins. Anyway, I digress. Here is a slide taken from the Royal Mint's annual report for the financial year of the 1st of April 2023 to the 31st of March 2024. The only coins issued into circulation in that period were 15.8 million 50p. They would likely have consisted of 5 million coronation coins and 200,000 of salmons, meaning 10.6 million came from possibly 2019 or 2020 shields, which had been still in the long store. And this is what was released in the previous year's period. So as you can see, over the last 2 years, there's been no 1p, 2p or £2 entering circulation. Now, much of the report was going on about the 1,352.5 million revenue generated by the Royal Mint in that period of 2023-24. But as you can see, the previous year's revenue was over £500 million more, 500 million. But the decreased sale of precious metals, gold, silver, etc. has vastly contributed to this. So taking into account expenditure for example, raw materials, loss on foreign coin production, which is now ceased, and other overheads, we are left with a loss before tax of £4.2 million. Now, the previous year, you can see, had a £12.9 million profit. But they must have obtained a £500,000 tax exemption, which meant the total loss after tax was £3.7 million against a £10.2 million profit of the previous year, which is a total decrease of £13.9 million. Now, the net assets were also down from the previous year, and consequently, no dividends were expected to be issued for the period 2024 to 2025. So I'm just wondering whether the Royal Mint is expecting the likes of yourself and me to buy these extra coins at inflation prices to help boost their coffers. I mean, I for one am seriously thinking about reducing the amount of BU packs I'm getting, and also the amount of coins I get from Change Checker on their subscription list, because if you think about it, every single one that they issue immediately to me, I'm getting charged postage, whereas if I wasn't on the subscription list, I could sort of wait a while and get a few together and just pay the one postage. But with the, like I say, the rate of 2.5% or 2.6% for the inflation rate, I think it is expected to fall to 2%. I mean, I've got a slide here, and this is what is expected to go down to 2% over the next year or two. That 4.5% is actually the base rate at the moment, and even that is expected to fall as well. So, like I say, you can leave your comments down below what you think, but I honestly think that overall coin collecting is going to go on a downward curve, because there's nothing getting put into circulation. I mean, there's loads of people just absolutely up in arms that we're just getting like one or two commemoratives put into circulation here and there. I mean, if you think about it, over the last year, 2020, we had the Brexit and we had the diversity. Didn't have anything in 2021. And then 2022, we had the Jubilee coin. And then we had Pride. Then we had the Queen's Memorial coin. And then, of course, in 2023, we had the King's Coronation coin. So nothing else commemorative-wise other than what you could get in bunk packs. So like I say, you can leave your comments down below what you think of that. I honestly believe that coin collecting is going to get tougher and tougher. So let's move on to the number one song. The number one song on this day in 1969 was by the Marmalade, with a cover of the Beatles song Obladi Oblada, which was first seen on the Beatles' White Album. The Marmalade took top spot off the scaffold with Lily the Pink, but they only held it for 1 week, and then the scaffold took top spot yet again, and they only held it for 1 week, and then the Marmalade took back over for a further 2 weeks. Now, Obladi Oblada, life goes on brah, is apparently a saying that a black friend of McCartney's used to say when he was asked how things were going. Now, there's different versions that state this friend was actually Nigerian, some state he was Jamaican. Now, the Marmalade were the first Scottish group to top the charts. Started out as the Gaylords, which was a reference to a Chicago gang. They then became Dean Ford and the Gaylords, but after several band member changes, the group's then manager, Peter Walsh, suggested the band change its name. And legend has it that while Peter Walsh was actually having a breakfast, there was a jar of Robertson's Marmalade sitting across the table with that infamous Robertson's logo at the time, staring at him, and that's how the Marmalade were born. Now, the 6th of January, amongst other things, is National Shortbread Day, National Take Down the Christmas Tree Day, National Cuddle Up Day, and National Bean Day. Bean. No, not that type of bean. It's the legumes like kidney beans and broad beans, etc. That leads us quite nicely into the fact that on this day, 6th of January 1955, the British actor and comedian Rowan Sebastian Atkinson was born in Newcastle upon Tyne. His visual comedy style with Mr. Bean and obviously that scheming Edmund Blackadder alongside Tony Robinson as Baldrick. But he's also been seen in films such as the spy spoofs Johnny English and 4 Weddings and a Funeral, and some Mr. Bean films. Also born on the 6th of January, this time in 1367, was Richard II, the King of England. Now, he actually became king at the age of 10, but he reigned for just 22 years between 1377 and 1399 before being deposed by Henry IV. And one death to mention was that of actor Sidney Poitier, who died at the age of 94 on the 6th of January 2022. Now, we remember him from films such as To Sir With Love, which also had a young Lulu in it, And he also starred in The Heat of the Night, playing Virgil Tibbs alongside Rod Steiger. Also born on the 6th of January in 1982 was the British actor Eddie Redmayne. And he's been in recent films as Newt Scamander in the Fantastic Beasts series, which were prequels to the J.K. Rowling Harry Potter films. More recently, he played the part of the Jackal in the TV thriller series, The Day of the Jackal. It was based on the 1973 film starring Robert Redford, The Day of the Jackal, which was actually based on the 1971 book by Frederick Forsyth. Now, there was also a 1997 action thriller film called The Jackal, which was a loose take on the 1973 film, which starred Bruce Willis, Richard Gere and Sidney Poitier, which was Sidney Poitier's final theatrically released film role. But Redmayne also played the role of Stephen Hawking in the 2014 film The Theory of Everything. Now, that's a really good film if you haven't seen it, but it brings us onto the spotlight on, because in 2019 the Royal Mint issued a special coin commemorating the life of Stephen Hawking with the sort of black hole design. It's one of my favourite not intended for circulation 50 pences. Total mintage 212,209, of which 105,000 were in sort of like the loose form. That would have been sold by the likes of Change Checker and Coin Club. But there was also 107,209 in the BU packs. Now, I've never actually opened this, believe it or not. But this was the very first in the Innovation in Science series that the Royal Mint introduced. The designer, Edwina Ellis. And you can have a read of that on the left-hand side if you want. Now, Stephen Hawking was born on the 8th of January 1942 and died on the 14th of March 2018. So this coin was just released just over a year after he died. Now, he did die of that motor neuron disease, which was a very slow progressing one. But he was 76 when he passed away, so it was a very good life that he had. Now, on the top of this coin is what they call the Stephen Hawking equation. It's a bit hard to read. It's something like S equals KC cubed A over 4HG or something. But apparently it's something to do with measurement of the black hole's radiation emission. Apparently it's the larger the black hole, the cooler the radiation that comes out of it or something. But his ashes were interred in the nave of Westminster Abbey. I've got some pictures there that I'll be showing you of the actual tombstone, which it's a little bit different to the equation that's actually on the coin. But like I say, one of my favourite 50 pences that are not intended for circulation. So that's it for today. So I hope you've enjoyed it. You can leave a comment down below what you think of the stuff that I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video. So until the next time, keep on hunting, enjoy yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.